because I know you always ask on your podcast, but not to jump. But this gets to it, though. I think this gets to the genesis of this problem in Hawaii is why. The why behind this is going back to the childhood and the upbringing. But you always ask your guests, what is their life hack?
Mm-hmm.
And my life hack is finding balance. And my partner already said it, and having accountability. Accountability to what? Accountability to yourself and others that surround you so that you don't get to that point of darkness, going black, snap, get crazy, and you lose it. Being accountable to a small group of people that, hey, I can pick up the phone, I can call my brother, my sister, and say, you know what, I'm having problems in this area, can you help me? So it never gets to that point. Being accountable, for me, it's running. What do you mean running? It's exercise. I don't like do that. No, but I'm accountable to 3 other people in my life that if we're going to meet up 5-6 days a week for 1 hour a day, that's it. It just requires 1 hour. I know that gets out what? My stress. I know that I can get rid of it through a nice run. I know I can get together with somebody and go walking, go play ping pong, or go swimming. Or we walk our dogs together. Hey, how about we get together and play payut, or play pipito, or play rami, play dominoes. Maybe it's not even exercise. Maybe it's just we go outside and we smoke cigarette for 5-10 minutes a day. I wouldn't adhere to doing something like smoking cigarettes because it's not healthy, but something along the way where you're accountable to something else other than just you. And we learn in Hawaii, everything is about us. Culturally, as Hawaiians, we're not supposed to share. We're not supposed to cry. We keep everything in and we lock it up. And then our coping mechanism is what? Oh, I'm going to drink on the weekends. Every Friday, I get paycheck. I'm going to do drugs. I'm going to do this, that. Our coping mechanisms. And then next thing you know, it gets tighter. You're squeezing, you're holding it until you snap. Something like that got to happen. You know what I mean? You just hold on to that pressure. You don't know. And then you got mental issues. You get depressed. Depression gets into stress. And then next thing you know, your health is off. And this is all proven. This is all scientifically proven. We got to get out and do something other than keep that stuff in. So how do we do it? Be accountable to someone, something. Could be religious. Could be some people turn to God. Some people turn to family members, loved ones. But it's got to be a balance, man.
Yeah, I think it's having something to live for, or
live,
someone to live
someone
for,
to live
other
for,
than yourself.
Other than yourself, cannot be about yourself anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's the culture here, right? Kako, all of us.
God, that's it. It's part of who we are.
Yeah,
and you gotta understand too. Now, times change. 200 years ago, the people who lived here, they were called the Hawaiians. Okay. Now,
they had a nice,
now you fast forward to
how life was lived.
2024.
Right?
We're the people of Hawaii. Okay? The bloodline might not be the pure blood, but the people who carry on the traditions, the olelo, the music, the food, the culture, okay? That's what you need to get back to. The family unit is under attack. Not only by the spiritual side, but also by the policies in which this state invokes, okay? Not to even get into politics, but politics weighs heavy here in Hawaii. Everybody says the land was stolen. Okay? Oh, is that one can? Oh, that's one super can. Yeah, what? And then they give you back the shoo, and then they take all the good stuff. Huh? What? Huh? How one guy can buy one island? Oh, I'm sorry. What? Okay. Knowing where it is that you living and knowing the reality of it, okay? Period, brother. It's the most expensive state in the nation. People are leaving by the droves. That's where our culture is going. What is being replaced with that? Where is it that the kids are going to learn how to olelo Hawaii Vale no? Where is it that you're going to learn? Okay, you can eat this tree, but you're not going to eat that tree. Don't walk underneath the kiawe tree. Why? Huh? Okay. How do you think traditions are passed down?
Mental wellness is on the number one list of everyone in Hawaii, from our leaders down to our families. It's mental wellness. And if we can get people back to where we once were, it would be so much better for
Ooh,
it.
I mean,
mental wellness right now is key.
Well, I think there's a lot of things. It's like ripple effects.
bro,
Where it's
people
like-
are struggling to survive
Exactly.
right
So
now.
like, how you supposed to
okay?
worry about
Okay.
keeping yourself happy, going on a runway? You gotta
Okay.
pay the bills, when
Correct.
you gotta
Okay.
put food on the table.
That's how
when
we.
you got,
That's what
that's
we
the
were,
hard part, right?
That's
How-
what we were taught, right?
Wait,
That's
how
what we
about
got.
now you're going 12 years and you're living in the Kuivis? That's a reality in Hawaii right now. That's a reality in Hawaii. 1 in 4 children is technically starving in Hawaii.
But I do know this, that being grateful and thankful on a daily is huge. What do you mean huge? Just being grateful and thankful. Anybody can do that.
That's your attitude.
Well, I know it's part of your attitude. And I know if you get up in the morning and you're grateful for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and you're thankful for another 5 things in your life, chemically, scientifically, it releases stuff in our brains that makes us feel that much better. That's per day.
Yeah, even thinking positively.
But you know,
Thinking
a lot of, but I could
positively.
say, you know,
versus getting up and going on the negative side, you going backwards. You automatically
Yeah.
going backwards,
Yeah.
right?
sometimes life outweigh you like that. You can be probably the most positive person, and
She gonna hit you.
and life gonna hit you and touch your
Gonna hit
buttons
you.
and your combo that is going to just, it's not going to test you in every regard.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What you gonna do?
You know, so what are you going to do now? Okay,
What you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
Where you going?
Okay. Ooh, bro.
What you gonna do? Where you going?
And you teetering. Okay. Where is that help gonna come from? Some people, you know, hey, some are stronger in some areas than others.
I ask you, Kamako, what you gonna do? You're at that point. What you gonna do? What
I-
would you do?
I think so. Depending on the person, for me personally, I internalize and I self-soothe, so I'm able to just come to a conclusion by myself, cope on my own, like whether that's surfing, exercise, watching TV
You
shows.
surf?
Yeah,
You exercise. I
yeah,
know that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
having those things, they're so crucial. Having something spiritually, physically, emotionally, all of those parts of our life. I think having something that you do in all those aspects are super important
Yeah.
to keep balance and
But
keep
you're
yourself.
speaking to somebody is in one doldrum right now.
Yeah.
They're in blackness, darkness. They don't know no place to go. They don't surf.
yeah.
The hurt, the hurt.
They gotta find
the
something or
hurt
find
is too
someone.
much, bro. The hurt is too much.
They don't
What-
surf and they don't exercise.
So what happens when they say the hurt is too much? How can you communicate to those people? Because ultimately, those are the people who are acting out. The ones who cannot communicate, the ones who have buried it down so much.
Cannot articulate in any way.
Now it's just what you're burning out down the road. Now it just blows up too.
Yeah.
So the dialogue and the repressing and the not talking about it.
If anybody's listening to this podcast or watching it, we gave some nice nuggets of where you can go. If that's you in that position right now, is being accountable to that certain individual that can help pull you out, because you're not going to do it by yourself. Yeah. Being in that mental state, especially for men, Native Hawaiian men, Pacific Islanders, we hold on to things a lot more than most. I mean, look at the news and what has happened, transpired in the last year, 2 years. We hold on to stuff way longer than most people. We've been conditioned that way. We've been raised this way.
And why is that?
Because of
Betrayal.
well,
Betrayal.
I mean, we stated the obvious. We stated the
Well,
obvious.
I mean-
but we gotta learn to come out of it. to
It's the
grow.
reason why we go to defend Hawaii. It's the reason why we go to defense right now. What?
What?
Do not mistake aloha for weakness, okay? Okay, there's always an underlying bow. We're going to hit you with a left, a right, a left, and another right, and all of that. Okay, we're ready.
Depression is real.
Okay,
This is
bro,
a real issue.
Very real.
And if you don't get a hold of it quick, you will go so dark. And next thing you know, you're acting out, and it's too late. People are now they've lost their lives.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff is not a cognitive thing. You don't keep on going into depression because you want to.
No,
It's the circumstance, and you don't know
Right.
how to stop the falling. You don't know how to turn. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know who to communicate to. That right there, that's where the breakdown is the communication to be able to say, or for even family members to even recognize and just go like that. Hey,
So-
hey, we go paddling. That kind.
Right.
What? Hey, no, fuck it.
If-
Let's go paddling
if
right
we
now. We're
didn't-
going paddling. You
If
heard?
we
Let's
not-
go.
We haven't been clear up into
going
this
running.
point because we gave some nuggets. We're gonna do it right now. So, Tony and James are gonna tackle one mean issue, but James just said, "You're that friend. You're that person they're calling. They reaching out to you.
They
him
might
or
not
her.
even reach out, bro.
They might just throw you one little rock and a pebble, and you say, "Well, something's wrong with so and so." The
it
way
could-
he,
it- bro, it
the
could
way he
be-
addressed things, not too sure, but
But could be a fart in the wind, and you go like, "Hey, bro, I get one remedy for some diarrhea." You know what I mean? Okay, what? Yeah, take this Pepto-Bismol. It's gonna help. What? Hey, bro, thanks for the Pepto-Bismol. You got any other things?
Right.
Life hacks you got? Oh yeah, me. I go down to the ocean and I hold my breath and I look out. And then what you thinking about? L. And then her, Fade Rogers.
Fade
boom,
Rogers.
Boom, 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 tell Fade Rogers he loves her. He loves her. Tell Fade Rogers he needs her. Tell Fade Rogers no go cry and no go out with Meets Funai. Meets Funai. Oh, Point Bannock was glassy. 60 feet and glassy. When I look up the wave that was coming for me, it was so freaking huge. Oh, I knew my eggs was headed for that big omelet in the sky. And as I called out to her in the foam-laid merciless sea, boom, 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 boom. That's classic, bro.
classic.
Classic,
She's gonna
bro.
love that.
Imprinted, bro. Imprinted on the brain, bro.
Oh, God.
Classic, bro.
Why you had
Classic.
to go so early?
Because he was doing some illegal stuff that he wasn't supposed to do it,
Sorry,
and they
Howard.
kind of and then stop, dug on it.
But it's more than a trust. Getting back to the point, it's more than a trusted adult. You know,
Yeah.
if you're in that place of depression, you gotta get help.
I'm
And
gonna
where
tell
you
you-
gonna get help? Some place, your brother, your friend. There's been countless times where I reach out to my friends because I know they're hurting, and just trying to, hey, come on, man, let's go.
Some people,
let's
you
go
know,
do
some
it.
people might not be ready to. You know, I don't even know what the word is. Move on, get up, move on, go forward. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, when you catch one 5-piece, you ever caught one 5-piece from somebody who knows how to give one 5-piece? Boo, you're gonna be
I don't
seeing
think people
stars.
might know what 1 5-piece is.
Yeah, it's like one 3-piece plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Maybe-
Ping,
maybe a-
ping, ping, ping.
Leg kick.
And one leg
And
kick,
one
too.
leg kick, and one knee, maybe one elbow.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Headbutt.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
nowadays
Yeah.
it's gonna be like that.
You get crack on
So-
on top of crack.
You know what I
double,
mean?
triple crack.
You,
Yes.
you don't know where you are, and then you know just that whole feeling of that, and then it comes upon you. It's something that no one is ever ready for. You're never ready for it, but I'll tell you right now, it will test your character. So if you go and fight for positivity, you're going to find the one thing that makes you smile, and you do that repeatedly. Sooner or later, the chain gonna link up, Ching. And now you can pedal. You can shift your gears. Would be fantastic if you could have somebody help negotiate you through this, but it's a very hard thing to talk about the most difficult time in your life to a complete stranger.
Right.
There needs to be a
Like a
resonance.
doctor, a
there needs to
physician,
be just
therapist.
because you get on paper
Yes.
from this place doesn't
Very
mean that you
difficult.
understand
Especially
knowing
local
what is
brothers.
going on
Yeah.
in my head. Okay? And then do you give, I mean, now what? Now you can give one situation? Why is it that I'm going to give you this situation? You have no remedy for me. There is no remedy to this, okay? Now what? How do I bring you out of this depression? How is it that, yeah, you're not bringing anybody out. They need to walk out. All you need to do is just say, I'm here.
You're guiding that friend, family member out is what you're doing, but you're not going to grab them and they
You're
gotta
going,
come.
you're going
Yeah,
Filipino
yeah.
style
Can't
and you're
force
going like
them, yeah.
this.
They gotta come, and you're opening doors.
Huh?
You're opening doors for that individual to say, you know what? If you come on this side, I promise it's gonna be better.
I'm
than
going
where
to be
you at."
chilling over here.
Yeah.
And if you see
Yeah.
me having fun,
Yeah.
don't get pissed off, huh?
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I,
walk
I
through
don't
the
think
door.
you give them the answers. You give them the resources.
right.
Right?
The Braddahs have been around for a long time because it has been answers to our maybe state of depression at times.
Mm-hmm.
So that, yeah, we come into an event and you got to be funny now? Yeah, but I've been locked up in COVID for, whew. And now I got to go and be funny at this event? Oh, it's a drive-by. Oh, wow, we working again? Well, you might call it working, but it's actually therapy for us. And next thing you know, boom, snap, back into it. And, okay, laughter is not just good for the people we're working for. Laughter is good for us.
Mm-hmm.
So therein lies the
Full
360
circle,
degree.
yeah.
Can be,
Full
you
circle.
know.
Circle. It is helping us as individuals. I know it's helped me.
Sometimes you say some stuff that you never
Yeah.
would say because now you're in this situation and then you're just, I mean, yeah,
Because
and you're just rolling.
I'm very much open to say that I've been depressed and I didn't know I was in a state of depression. Going to work actually got me out of it slowly but surely, and other means too. Talking to people, trusted adults, and everybody's different. You gotta find what's gonna work for you. Not one way is the way, but I think starting with laughter is definitely helpful. We did Maui's Comedy Jam a few weeks ago, and this lady had been locked up for 3 months. She lost her husband, but she called her two friends. She said, you know what? So-and-so lost her husband. I lost my husband. We said, you know, Braddahs coming to town. Why don't we just go out? And they came, and they sat right in the front row. And they were a part of the show. And they said, you know what? This is exactly what we needed to get us out of the funk that we were in. Thank you so much for coming. And they were part of the, the fires in Lahaina. And even that was just added to it.
And that's part of, that's our job. That's what we do for a living.
You're a therapist.
We show up, and you know what I mean. If you're so inclined to let us entertain you, then if you lived in Hawaii for an X amount of years, for a brief moment, we're gonna take you there, and we're gonna make you laugh a little bit. Have a beverage, maybe not. Maybe have several beverages, and then just let that steam out. You get better perspective as you pull yourself away. You pull yourself away. Now you really start to see the bigger picture. Because a lot of people, they really focus in on themselves. Okay, that's how, it's that defensive mechanism, right? And now, okay, things are going well in your life, wow. We can be joyful. We can have a big family. We can be a part of this family unit and perpetuate this family unit. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
Their definition of family could be quite different. How do you create that resonance? Laughter. If you're laughing at what it is that I'm saying right now, you may be open to some other things that I'm saying. And if your moral compass is correct and you put God first, good things can happen.
Yeah,
Good things can happen.
You know what it is that I think, what you guys are saying, even beneath that, the lower layer, like the deeper the kauna, is relatability.
Correct.
Because I think that's what makes it
Resonance.
funny.
Nailed it.
And
Resonance.
that's what
Nailed it.
helps us connect, is once
Yeah.
you know, like, wow, you're going through this too. You have a similar experience. We can all laugh at this because we relate to it.
And there's a commonality, which is discernment. Your spirit. I can discern your spirit. I can see what kind of fruits you're bearing. I can see if you're a little bit upset. I can see if you're a little bit more predisposed to being more jovial. Um, you know, that resonance now, if one thing I say resonates with you, there may be other things that I say that could resonate with you. And as you drop these little laughter bombs and these laughter nuggets, that's what brings down the wall. That's what helps bring the person out of their tower. Because we all have our tower. We all have our, who is it? What's the password? What's your name? What's your credentials? What? Well, no, yes, no, yes. You know what I mean? You're not going to bring strangers in now. It seems as though Aloha is only being reserved for our family members and people we know versus the thing just permeate the whole state.
Right.
That's what it kind of feels like. No? Who you? What? Who your father? Who your mother? What you did? Okay.
Are you
here.
50%
Here.
Hawaiian?
Little bit here.
Okay, I
right?
give you.
Well,
I give you
1%
Aloha.
Hawaiian. I give you a little bit. Here, what? You like okole bread? Yeah.
So-
here's the crust pot.
Part of our messaging in our show, we talk about aloha, and we go several layers down. It's not the color of your skin, it's not your blood type, it's not where you were born, it's not if you're Hawaiian or not. But aloha is a way of life.
It's a frame of your mind.
It's a frame of your mind.
It's your mindset.
It's
How do you
something
think?
that's been passed down from generation to generation, whether or not you were Hawaiian or not. But when you get it and you share it and you live it, that's what people in the from around the world, when they come here, they know it's something, but they are attracted to it, that individual, that aloha, that awareness, and they're like, wow, what's that?
The aloha is because aloha is unconditional.
Yeah.
You know, our main source of income per se is tourism. People come over here, they literally think it's the playground, drop your rubbish, and then you leave. And then that's aloha. I got my little fruity lay, I did the culture center, I did this, we got shave ice, and woohoo, and we're out. Okay? For us who need to live here, who need to work here, for, you know, one tourist would say to a bus driver as they were leaving, the bus driver says, "Okay, mahalo," and then the Caucasian person turns around, just absolutely livid. "Ah, how dare you call me trash?" And he looks at her and says, "What? Yeah, I see it all over the trash cans. Mahalo." Okay? So,
Dare you?
how
So
dare you
Dare
call
calling
us
the police.
trash?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going on the Instagram right now and do a
Telling everybody
something. I'm telling them.
you're the worst.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
You're mahalo.
How
You're mahalo.
dare you? I mean, so,
Yeah.
like,
so
what do
funny.
you say to that? What do you say to that? How do you respond to that? You know, and a majority of us are in the service industry. If you're not in the city and county or working for the federal or, you know, working for something like that. So, I mean, that's like you have to deal with that on the daily. And then you have to go back to pay your mortgage. That's $3,000. And the groceries. And what did you left at the paycheck and you're going, wait, what? So that's reality. Okay? That's reality. It's not like we can just go pick the kind ulus and pineapples and just make pa'iai all day. And hey, I'll give you 3 pa'iai for 2 aku belly. Hey, you got any more of those OPs? I'll trade you for some sea salt. You know, frame of mind, bro. Back then, that's when the days went by slower. He was more concerned about the food and what you're going to have on tomorrow and the wellness of your family, you know, which comes back down to just the breakdown of the family. If we have stronger family units, ultimately you're going to have, you know.
But I'll go one step further. It's not just a family unit. It's the men of the house. The men of the household. You break the men, you break the family.
Absolutely.
Men have a lot on them, no doubt. It's
For we
not
wrestle
easy.
not against flesh and blood, but against
Heavy.
principalities, against powers,
Heavy.
against the rulers of darkness of this world.
Come on now.
Period.
It's no
okay?
joke. It is
Okay,
no
that is
joke.
perspective. Okay,
Yeah.
that is perspective.
Yeah.
That right there gonna give you perspective out to the regions of past Jupiter and Saturn.
Yeah.
You're really going to be able to see the whole solar system instead of just the Earth and the Moon, because it does exist. Okay.
Yeah. And there's no doubt that the devil's working overtime to break the man down.
Overtime.
And if you can break the man down, then there goes the wife and the wife and the kids and the kids. And the next thing you know, the kids are being brought up in a generational curse that they don't have nothing. They have no idea.
And
You know
then
what I
the
mean?
dem what you okay, we won't say what party, but then the government subsidizes the removal of the father, and then subsidizes single parenting by just the mother. And now you have a complete breakdown of no children being raised by their fathers. Just a bunch of kids just out there raising themselves while the mother's out there trying to provide a roof over their head.
Yeah, it's generational.
Which,
Totally.
in essence, me growing up without a dad, you know, you can look at it both ways. Some deal with it, and the coping mechanisms are different from others. And then you have different avenues to take. And for me, I at a young age, I had a gifting to compartmentalize a lot of stuff and keep it in. And it really didn't show itself until I was much older.
Yeah, because who you
Much
who you gonna tell?
Who you
Yeah.
tell?
But
Wha-
I'm gonna
what?
tell CPS what, and you get triple lickings, and you don't get to eat, and then
Right.
you don't go to school for 3 weeks, and it's you know, just good
Yeah.
lord, just
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
it's so important to talk about these things. And
Yeah.
I want to mahalo you two for sharing this and being
Absolutely.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
because
I mean, I know it says nothing. There's nothing funny about it, but we made a
it's so
living
important.
taking this stuff and being able to make fun of
Yeah.
not make
And
fun,
not
but
fun.
bring humor,
Yeah.
humor to a lot of stuff that was very serious to us as kids growing up. And,
It still is very serious
It is.
because
Yeah.
because you know the whole thing of just being divisive, black, white, brown, Asian. Here in Hawaii, bruh, we're all of that.
Yeah.
Some of the best action gonna be Asian. Some of the best gonna be Filipino. Everybody gonna take their turn. We see worth in that, whereas other culture might seem a little bit more derogatory towards that, or it's beneath them. The culture is beneath me. Ah, how dare you? How dare you eat sushi with your fingers? What? Bruh, that sushi show owner, I'll lick your fingers. Get over here. Oh my God. Okay, what? So, you know, to some people, that's offensive and it's obnoxious. But to the Portuguese auntie, she's like, boy, get over here. Huh? Well, go get Auntie Primo first. You know.
It's all education. It's all
You know,
education.
It's you know, it's knowing the generation now. I mean, bruh, it's 2024. Okay, this is not the Hawaii of old where you're going, whose land is it? That's already been decided. Okay, that's already been decided. What are you going to do from here? What you gonna do with your window? Your window. What is your stamp? You're gonna cry, you're gonna kick the rocks, you're gonna be all habut, oh, you're all yonyo, you're gonna be all you're gonna do all that kind of stuff, or what?
that's funny.
Right? Or you could just fucking bruh, take the lau, hammer the fat, eat the leaf, share the meat with your brother. And then you go. Why? Because tomorrow he's gonna have the ham sandwich that you like half of or something. You never know.
Yeah.
To walk in humility is to be Christ-like. To be Christ-like is to be a Christian. So if you can hold yourself to that standard and that accountability, you're going in the right direction. You don't need to be perfect, just willing. Because if you're willing, you're going to be cognitive. And if you're thinking about what the next move is, you're not going to be really taken surprised too much. You know?
And James is not saying, oh, you got to be on Christian or Buddha.
No,
But be
right.
accountable to something.
Well, I think have something to believe in, have
To
something
believe
to
in
have
something.
faith in.
Have
Correct.
a moral compass.
So you have a
I'm gonna
moral
tell you right
compass
now,
and
the
values.
Ten Commandments
Yeah.
are inherent in your DNA. I don't care what it is that anybody says. The Ten Commandments, you can read off everything right there. And if you can identify with all of that, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be a pretty decent human.
Yeah, you don't need to be Christian to be a kind person. You don't need to believe in God to be nice to others. Just
Correct.
be kind, be nice, show aloha. That's all you have to do. That's
Yeah.
all we're asking.
But when you're doing and showing aloha, that means that you're humbling yourself.
Yeah.
You're walking in humility because you're now understanding that there is other people's and other plights other than yours.
Yeah. And that goes back to accountability.
Okay? Which comes back to accountability. You can tell me that it's green when it's blue. Okay, you might be colorblind then. Let's go with black and white. How about just black and white, yin or yang?
Yeah.
Well, and here we go. Let me get out my heart. What I want the accordion. Let me get out the accordion because that thing's so irritating.
Yeah,
Okay,
the tiny
take that thing,
violin.
just take the, and just throw it away. I'd rather you play the triangle or the tambourine.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is awesome.
I mean, we
stuff.
say all of that because we've lived quite a bit of it. We're not just saying stuff just to hear ourselves talk. No, we experience all
No,
this stuff
for
we're
real.
talking about.
But that's how you learn it.
You-
You go through it.
From depression to
No, for real.
to meekness, humility. You think you know it all, and we made a ton of mistakes too over the years. And I think that's why the longevity of the Braddahs, going into our 28th year, is not going to go anywhere soon. Fast. We're going to be together for quite some time. We joke about coming in on the wheelchair and rolling
The
in,
grandpas.
popping wheelies and just like spinning
Please.
around,
I
and
don't
we
know.
still. Oh, the grandpas, the Braddahs, they're still going. 87, still
The
going.
grandkids.
Hey, George Burns was 100. You know what I mean? Like, but if it's what the people want and they still watch, I mean, they're still watching episodes we did 20 plus years ago. Oh, but I just saw that. Wow. Boy, your sons was only like 1 or 2 in that one. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's
Bro,
crazy,
we were
right?
doing the Marys 20 years ago. Okay, it was just more of a, yet again, stereotype, poking fun.
Marys,
of-
yes.
Of some like
Which
who
is
I-
nothing wrong.
There's nothing
We
wrong.
got
with
family
that.
that we got family members, yeah.
You know, you might not have it as your preference,
Yeah.
but it is funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
for
Funny
sure.
is funny. Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
You guys want to have a ferry go all between the outer islands? Well, the super ferries have something to say about it. I mean, bro. Just come
on,
on, bro.
man.
Yeah.
That's just freaking funny, bro.
Ah.
That's just funny.